evening, and welcome to this Wednesday, November 3rd, 1993 edition of EastCast. I'm Abby Reed, along with co-anchor Kate Lowenhar and sportscaster Mike Kravitz, bringing you this post-Halloween, pre-4-day weekend news. AIDS Awareness Week occurred last week from October 25th to 29th. On October 26th, Ryan White's mother spoke to a group assembled of the South Jersey AIDS Alliance and the Cherry Hill East AIDS Awareness Club. Mrs. White spoke of Ryan's courage and the changing attitudes towards AIDS. In addition, the AIDS Awareness Club of East held a bake sale and gave out red ribbons that symbolized AIDS awareness. The Home and School Association held a smorgasbord-style luncheon for the teachers and faculty. The luncheon was held during lunch periods on Friday, October 29th. The purpose of the luncheon was for the HSA to demonstrate their immense appreciation to the faculty's dedication and hard work. The staff and faculty of East would like to thank President Kathleen O'Connor and all of the officers and parents who made this luncheon possible. It was a Halloween weekend treat.
The Halloween Masquerade Dance was held in the East Auditorium on Friday, October 29th at 7:30 p.m. Considering last year's poor turnout, this year's Halloween dance was a howling success. Ghosts and goblins danced the spooky night away to the tunes of a fantastic DJ. The evening was topped off with awards for the most imaginative characters. The most original costume prize was awarded to Katie Ells from Cherry Hill West. It looks as though the East Masquerade Dance will become a permanent fixture in the Thespian Society's yearly activities. East Thespian Society kicked off its second wildly successful haunted house on Saturday, October 30th. The haunted house ran the entire weekend in the East Auditorium. Cherry Hill's children delighted in shrieks and shivers as East actors brought to life history's most gruesome characters. As the three witches of Macbeth cackled over their bubbling cauldron, Dracula bared his gleaming fangs. East's bewitching Halloween extravaganza has already found its home among the Thespian Society's traditions.
Brian Friedman reports that the student government raised over $2,000 as it held its annual Battle of the Bands on October 22nd. 500 students watched as the band Wicked Liquid swept away the show with a techno rendition of the Phantom of the Opera and the Stone Temple Pilots' hit single, Plush. 5 other bands played in the show. Garden came in second, and Chain Reaction placed third. Congratulations to the Wicked Liquid members Ernest Del Duke, Antoine Qatar, John and Vic Mendoza, James Caan, Heather Brown, Tim Knipe, Pete Accione, Mike Sweeney, and Jen Ellis, and to all the other Battle of the Bands participants. The NJE convention will be held this Thursday and Friday, November 4th and 5th. Educators from across the state attend this event, held annually in Atlantic City. The All-State Choral and Orchestral groups will both perform at the convention. Both groups have been practicing since last June for this event. Cherry Hill East has the greatest number of students represented in these groups of all high school students in the state. Kate spoke with vocal director Mrs. Lisa Wilson about the program and future activities.
This coming Friday night at 8 o'clock in Atlantic City Convention Hall Ballroom, 300-plus members of the All-State Choir and the All-State Orchestra will be performing for their parents and the public, and it's going to be a tremendous performance. One of our students here who's a member of the choir, Sarah Berg, has a few words to say to you about it.
Thank you. Sarah?
Hi. There are 17 of us from East in the choir. Our conductor's name is Mr. Mello, and he's absolutely wonderful. He's very funny and very friendly, but he also gets a lot done. And we've been told that we are one of the most prepared all-state choirs in years, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, that sounds great. What other events can we look forward to in the vocal future?
This coming December, we have numerous concerts. Our Bells and Mads will be out performing in the community, including a concert December 10th at Longwood Gardens. And then December 13th, we'd like to invite the entire Cherry Hill community to our concert here at the high school. December 13th, 7:30 in the evening. We hope to see you there.
Sounds exciting. Recently, the first 22 entrants to the Senior Hall of Fame were selected. The Hall of Fame honors those students who have shown great dedication to academics as well as to school and community involvement. At the beginning of the year, senior hopefuls filled out an application form which listed their courses, activities, awards, and community involvement. A selection committee made up of various teachers narrowed the choice down to the 22 applicants who most clearly epitomized the Model East student. There will be a second selection in February. The following seniors are named to this first round of Hall of Fame: Julie Chang, Charlie Chang Chen, Victor Chen, Yvonne Chang, Jay Choi, Jody Cohen, Brent Fisher, Brian Friedman, John Ho, Lori Nobler, Nancy Coven, Jennifer Lamena, Sandra Lee, Lindsay Lickman, Adam Litwin, Carolyn Marr, RJ Portella, Rachel Rednick, Neil Relosa, Renu Sial, Lisa Taylor, and Jody Varon. Star Forum, a Cherry Hill government entertainment show, provides citizens with a unique opportunity to listen to famous speakers. For the mere cost of membership, one may attend all sorts of lectures in the East Auditorium. The thrilling speakers already scheduled in the next few months include Mario Cuomo and Capital Steps, a political satirist group. This evening, Beverly Sills begins the speaker series. If you are interested in learning more about this exciting program, be sure to pick up an informative flyer in the East Adult School office.
Eidolon East's yearbook went on sale several weeks ago. Increased sales are predicted for this year as the editorial staff and Mr. Carr, the new editorial advisor, decided to include underclassmen pictures this year. Last year, a petition was circulated among this year's seniors to not include the underclassmen pictures. The controversy has since died down, and the seniors are excited about the many changes in the 1994 Eidolon. And now here's Mike Kravitz with the latest in sports.
Thank you, Abby. This week in sports, the boys soccer team went to 13-0-1 with a victory over Cherry Hill West, 2-0. Mike Lean and Brian Beanie both scored to help East win its third straight division crown. This game will be shown tonight after the junior school news. In the NJSIAA tournament, the boys are in Group 4. They are seeded number 3 and will play number 14 seed Edgewood. In the South Jersey Coaches Association tournament, East was seed number 2 and beat Riverside in a first-round game 7-0. Phil McCall had a hat trick of goals to help East win. In the big football game, East crushed Overbrook 49-0. Jeff Cherkis had an amazing game with 130 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns, and 2 pass receptions for 28 yards. Scott Peeler caught a 10-yard pass, and quarterback Ben Steinberg and fullback John Gorell each ran the ball in for a touchdown. East's next game is Friday against Washington Township. This has been Mike Kravitz for Sports. Back to you, Kate.
Well, that does it for our first November of '93 show. Special thanks to our camera person and editor, Mr. Gordon Hampson, and to our advisor, Mr. Keith Haynes, and to our zealous camera crew, Jeremy Seidel, John McGallery, Monica Werlert, Brad Nation, and Charles Puzlowski. This has been Kate Lowenhar with my co-anchor, Abby Reed, and sportscaster Mike Kravitz. Stay tuned for the East-West soccer game with commentary by Andrew Gussman and Ryan Silverman, which follows the junior school news. Tonight we leave you with Ophelia, who is recovering from eating too much Halloween candy. Good night, Ophelia.
Good evening. Welcome to the West Report. I'm Craig Proetti.
And I'm Richard Lovejoy. Throughout last Wednesday and up to last Monday, the students of West met at the auditorium for mini-meetings on the new peer mediation group run by Officer Bogan of Campus Police. Peer mediation is a way to solve conflict with the use of one or more mediators. These mediators keep the conflict under control and suggest ways to resolve it. They do not take sides in any argument. During the mini-meetings, the students involved being mediators role-play a situation to show West students what peer mediation would be like. If you would like more information on peer mediation, contact Officer Bogan of Campus Police.
Through the week of October 24th to the 28th was Red Ribbon Week here at West. Students and teachers were given a red ribbon that read, "Proud to be drug-free." This week was organized so the students and teachers here at West could become more familiar with drugs and alcohol and the harms of these substances. Teachers and students hung posters and banners throughout the school to show that they were interested in what was happening throughout the world with drugs and alcohol. Within the week, students became more aware of how drugs and alcohol can be so addictive. On Monday, West held the first of their 2 blood drives of the year. Nurses from Red Cross took part in helping everyone who donated their blood. Parents, students, and faculty members also took part in this event by donating their blood. This activity turned out to be a real success. West collected 120-plus pints from everyone who donated. West's next blood drive will be held May 2nd, but remember, you must be 17 years or older to donate. And now with this week's sports, here's Dave Marica.
The West football team suffered a 22-8 defeat last week to Edgewood. The Lions scored their points in the fourth quarter on a 10-yard touchdown pass from Joe Gamaz to tight end Rob Favuzzi. Fulcher scored on the 2-point conversion with a reception. The team, which is now 2-4, tackles Overbrook at home this Saturday at 2 o'clock. The boys soccer team had a rough week with no wins and 3 losses. The Lions began with a 2-0 loss to Cherry Hill East. Then the team fell to Edgewood 3-1. Tom Benn scored for West in this contest, and Anthony DeMichael had 6 saves. In the coaches tournament this past Saturday, the boys were eliminated by Cherokee 4-0. The Lions will attempt to avenge these losses in opening state tournament games this week. The Lady Lions added 2 more wins to their collection last week by defeating Overbrook 2-1 and Gloucester 2-0. Hay Henri and Lisa Lysak combined goals in the victorious effort against Overbrook, and Tiffany Sahaki and Lori Carty each scored against Gloucester. Erica Johnson had another shutout in goal for West. The girls begin the state tournament this week. The girls' soccer team concluded its season on a positive note with a 2-2 tie with Shawnee. Earlier in the week, West fell to Edgewood 1-0 as Elizabeth McFarland had 18 saves for her team. Congratulations to the ladies on a fine season. The Cherry Hill West boys gymnastics team placed 4th in the South Jersey Championships last Thursday. Both the girls and the boys team have now finished their seasons. And the cross-country teams had an exciting weekend. The girls team took 10th in the South Jersey Group 4 Championships. Jen Jennings placed 34th for West. And the boys team scored 13th place in the Group 4 Championship. Jason Conwell finished 20th for the Lions. Both teams have the Olympic Conference meet this week. And as always, it's time for my weekly prediction. In the NFC East Division battle, the New York Giants play the Dallas Cowboys. I see Dallas winning 24-20 as the Cowboys' passing game leads them to victory. Well, that's all the sports. Now back to the West Report.
Every Wednesday, uniform day for ROTC, someone will always ask me what it is we do down at ROTC. People often envision us marching around with guns and doing push-ups, but this is far from the truth. We do many different things at ROTC. We have an aerospace science course, which will teach us why a plane flies, about weather and atmosphere, and things like that. Also, we have a leadership education course, which teaches students management theories, how humans behave, and what's the best thing to do if you are a leader. Earlier today, I had a chance to speak with Sergeant Colon, who teaches leadership education, and Colonel Willozin, who teaches aerospace science. Sergeant, what is the main purpose of ROTC?
The main purpose of ROTC is to acquaint students with the opportunities in the aerospace science fields and to help create better informed citizens.
Okay. Colonel, what do you think the most important lesson students would learn in ROTC would be?
I think they would learn the importance of teamwork, of pride in themselves, of self-confidence, and just learning to get along with others on a day-to-day basis. We do a lot of different things, and I think it provides the opportunity for the cadets to do different things with different people on any given day of the week.
Sergeant, what advantages do those students who take ROTC have over those who don't?
Well, in addition to the exposure of the opportunities in the aerospace science field, which are many, students can often now in our course, and the Colonel will tell you more if you like, begin to learn the ground portion of the flight pilot's course, which prepares them for their commercial license. Many people think that in order to become a pilot, one has to have perfect eyes. This would be only for the military side. Other opportunities would be, of course, we have nominations to the Air Force academies Army at West Point and Navy at Annapolis. As an honor unit, we can acquire these nominations. Also, we have scholarships. Of course, with scholarships, there are commitments. But the important thing, I think, even if at college level they decide to select ROTC as an elective course, they meet with youngsters who have an environment and have a desire and have a camaraderie that's hard to find elsewhere.
Thank you. And Colonel, could you explain the new ROTC honors course?
I'll be glad to. The honors course, the Colonel Gaynor started last year, and we've continued this year, is one that's focused on teaching young men and women essentially a private pilot's ground school. The course covers everything from the fundamentals of how airplanes fly, to airspace management, to meteorology, to radio communications, to instruments, to systems on the different airplanes. It will encompass several field trips to several small airports. My hope is by the end of the year to take all the cadets on an optional basis, if their parents will give them permission, is to take them up flying for an hour or two in a light airplane to bring together all the parts of the curriculum that they've had in the classroom. We also have a classroom simulator that they will be flying here beginning next month. We'll have 2 in the classroom. We've got a brand new one that's coming in that will allow the students in honors to actually experience and fly the things that they're learning on a day-to-day class basis. So it's a growing program. I hope that we can expand it for the number of students that take it next year.
Sergeant, what do you like most about ROTC and what do you think could be improved?
Well, I like most that it's a curriculum that allows you freedom to encompass and augment other courses. It is in no way a course that would substitute for another course. And much to the surprise of many people, the band in our school marches more than we do in ROTC. We're not here to make soldiers or to produce military men. I like it because it's an elective course that students elect to enroll in because they want to. They know that our standards are high. The majority of them wear their uniforms proudly, and we love to serve the community in our civic support areas of color guard. I just like it because I did it mainly to carry me through graduate school, but that was 20 years ago, so as you can see, I like it.
Colonel, do you agree with the sergeant or do you have any different opinion?
No, very much so. I spent the last few years of my career in the service working with young people in the Civil Air Patrol program. Only that was on a once or twice a week basis. This has turned out to be 5 days a week, 4 days every weekend, 30 hours every day, and it's working with young people in terms of citizenship training, leadership and followership skills, and it's a continuation of what I was trained to be before I got into the military as a school teacher, and now it's a chance to do and pay back the things I've learned and experienced and try to help young people look at careers, look at themselves, become better citizens, informed citizens, and better citizens in their school system.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming with us, Sergeant. Colonel.
Our pleasure.
Yesterday, there was a delayed opening for students here at West. Students arrived at school at 10:30, which only made each class about 25 minutes long. The purpose of this was for a meeting to be held to discuss 2 important things concerning the students at West. The first was to discuss an article about school reform and school change. The other was also a discussion about what is the most important core outcomes for the students at West. In other words, it was about what are the most important things students should know when they leave West, such as how to write critically and effectively. The meeting contained about 20 volunteered parents, all the faculty members, and about 20 students who were also to volunteer.
Most students across New Jersey will be happy to know that we're getting school off this Thursday and Friday. We're getting off due to a teachers' convention in Atlantic City. It's not just teachers heading down to the shore, however. A few students will be going also. The band is expected to perform during the NJEA Teachers Convention. They got this honor for being the top-rated band in New Jersey. Congratulations to the West Band. The rest of West students will be getting off for a well-deserved 4-day break. This has been another edition of the West Report. Please tune in next week at this time. Good night.
Good night.